Hi YouTube, this is Bayu here. If you're wondering what in heavens I'm doing with my helmet, just to remind you, some of you, that there are some true, honest, older people like myself that have the best interest in mind when we take our time and our money. Actually, we waste our time and our money because we don't get paid anything to give you information, to give you knowledge to some of you. Because some people, they have nothing in here. They don't understand. And they get confused with all the advertisement out there that so-called preppers are giving you, and the only thing that they are doing is selling you stuff. I mentioned this before, I don't know how long, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year, that a helmet, no matter what kind of helmet, a motorcycle helmet, kind of expensive, but you know me, Mr. El Cheapo, flea market action. This is good quality, by the way. No, it's not US made. I don't think so, but it's DOT qualified. This one right here, I think is made in Korea. Oh, South Korea. And then you got a El Cheapo bicycle helmet, probably Chinese, but it's about 1 inch thick of the heavy solid styrofoam. And then if you don't remember, never saying this is a typical European bicycle. This is the US style, you know, aerodynamic you can call it. This is nothing more like a bicycle, cheap plastic. But these, the Europeans, protect your head as a part, as a whole. So this is more practical. And you can use this kind for water sports like kayaking and canoeing and stuff like that. So I'm watching the news, non-US news. Now, this is something that you have to understand. Pepe Escobar, which is a reporter from literally around the world. Now his main employer is Asia Time. But Pepe has a very Latino, sarcastic style. Pepe Escobar. Escobar, like, you know, the big guy in Medellin, Colombia. Escobar. Pepe. P-E-P-E. And he has been putting information, sarcastic information about the CIA and how they buy cold cash to reporters to lie. And I made a comment in there under my name. I'm not scared. What are you gonna do? Shoot me in my back? I'm 60, almost 60. So basically, people are getting surprised. It's a known fact now that the CIA has been buying reporters and publishing wrong information for the little brain people, the believers. And so I made a comment, said, gee, I guess you idiots don't read. Because the top German reporter back in the mid-80s, he was upset that the CIA approached him to lie about the news, especially with the Russian. And he retired, and it told the CIA, go to hell, I'm not going to lie on your behalf. You crooked people, you're evil people. And he died. He was murdered. He was killed a few weeks later. When you want to disappear somebody because of what you have in here, the brains, they can do it, but they leave the hole in the conscience of people that really understand the problem, the social problem. So I guess basically what I'm telling you, you have to read outside the box. And Pepe Escobar, he has a left-winger approach. No, he's not a communist, so stupid, don't go that way. He's not a socialist. He is a world reporter. That's why he has jobs from France, Brazil, Asia, I think 3 or 4 countries higher from Asia, because Asia right now is blooming, is growing. All the economy is going to Asia, not necessarily China. Okay, that's what the beast wants you to believe. Vietnam, Indonesia, what's a little island country? I don't remember right now, but those are economically speaking, they're strong. The production, they're not like a Chinese. They're never going to be the Chinese, but they're strong enough that they can compete against the EU and against the US. So they have money. They have money, and they want the people informed. Unlike our US prostitutes right here that don't want the people informed. So this video is basically just to tell you, read the news. Now, there is something right here that is very impressive. Who? From Press TV, Persians TV. The Persian TV news, English, they're all in English, very good English, PhDs and stuff, basically published a report what the U.S. federal government is doing in Portland, Oregon. And this is impressive. The charges that they have against the people that are being arrested. Remember, federal cops has no jurisdiction in a city unless the governor calls them in. But the governor will never call the federal cops. The governor will call the National Guard, their own state National Guard. If you don't understand that, now you know. Federal police only comes as a last resort to protect FEMA pukes, to protect buildings, not the street around the building, that is city property. So check out these charges that some people have been charged with, that have been arrested on the street, not inside the building, not inside the lawn or the property. Very key on that. 5 people were charged with suspicion of assaulting a federal officer. Suspicion of assaulting? What do you mean assault? You mean battery? I mean they hitting? Or what's assault? Put the chest against it on the street? This is how stupid the feds are getting. You know who? The commander in Twitter. Trespassing and creating disturbance during the protest. The protest is the First Amendment. You can chant on the street, scream, yell, whatever you want to do. Creating disturbance. What the heck is this? Are we in back in the 80s in the Soviet Union? Are we in a communist nation that doesn't have, that they don't have the First Amendment? Now, I'm talking about the U.S. of A. Next charge. 7 people were charged with connection with criminal conduct. Criminal conduct. What is criminal conduct? Another 6 were charged with failing to comply with lawful orders. Wait a minute. Civilian pews are not soldiers. Civilians are not military people. There is no lawful order or one lawful order. So what in heavens are the federal doing? Now, to put some wood on the fire, because I know some of you will challenge that. I know. Netflix has been sued by the president. Not the federal government, but the president, because Netflix has a movie, a TV series about, I think it's six not chapter, but what's the right word, producer? 6 Netflix, when they have a TV series? Not version. Each chapter.
Series and episodes.
Episode, that's a word that I couldn't find out. They got 6 episode series on ice. You talking about police abuse? Put city police putting their knee on people's neck. The president doesn't want you to see how ICE cops, federal cops, do to suspected illegal immigrants. Talking about nation of law, I don't know what the hell happened, but we are not following law. We're not even following PL, public law, which is a federal law. So everything has changed. And we are in a situation that I don't have to tell you, but we don't have a union anymore. Okay, the federal government has reached cross over the line to the point that the United States Human Rights Commission Department already sent a letter to the president, to the government. Hey, you guys are breaking human rights law. The United Nations never does that. Okay, and hardly ever does that. But the stuff is on the news so much worldwide that you have to, the UN Human Rights Commission are forced by politics to tell the government, hey, chill out a little bit, you're being exposed too much because they're screwing up big time. So send a memo say, hey, you're breaking up the a human right deal and you cannot do that. It's against any civil nation. What the hell is civil over here? Not any longer. And finally, you know what a full bird is, right? A colonel in the armed forces, colonel in the army, colonel in the marines. We have Colonel Tano, Tunnel, Harry Tano IV. Harry Tano IV was a West Point graduate, a whole impressive military career. He was the commander of the Striker Brigade, 2nd ID. When I saw 2nd ID, this is when I became interested because, Kim Jong-un. South Korea is kind of, not a special, but it had a special place in my heart. So, I want you to understand this. A few months ago, not even 9 months ago, North Korea was very, ooh, they're gonna burn up, the rocket man and the missile. But the Striker Brigade, which was stationed at the DMC, which was with the artillery battery assigned to it, direct support, it was in Afghanistan. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me the Taliban are worse than the North Koreans? Are we supposed to fight the Taliban because they are more dangerous than the North Koreans? Okay, I'm talking about military stuff. If you don't understand, it's okay. You civilians, it's okay. The point here is that this colonel, Harry Tanner, destroyed to little pieces the Army SOP book or the Army FN field manual that the 4-star general created. Guess who was the general? Petraeus. Petraeus was a hero in Afghanistan. Excuse me, was a hero at the end of the Iraqi war because he came in to kind of fix the situation that the civilian puke government disbanded the army. So when they disbanded the army, and instead of having one battalion, now you had like about 1,500 little groups fighting you, which is worse. And they're not centrally controlled, they're not centrally located, and it becomes a mess. This is why the VC kicked the U.S. Army tail. And they won. You don't do that. You try to contain them. No disperse them. Stupid philosophy. So if Petraeus still got the stupidity Vietnam approach, this is why the U.S. Army lost in Afghanistan again. But this Colonel Fulbert, which was the commander for the Striker Brigade of the 2nd ID, was in Afghanistan, and he talked so much trash that the Pentagon now is reviewing the field manual for fighting a war. And his main concern, now I want you to understand this, his main concern was the way that the Army directing the field commanders. Field commanders is like a bird, a lieutenant colonel, a full bird that is in the field, directing the companies, directing the battalions, directing the brigades to engage the enemy. That the book was written for Iraq. No mountains, desert. Afghanistan doesn't have a lot of desert like Iraq. It had more mountains than desert, especially in the area where the Taliban live. And they were using the approach for the Iraqi war, which is completely wrong, which the U.S. Army lost anyway. Even today, they cannot handle it. Not because they're incompetent, it's because they have to follow rules. That's what the army does, follow rules. That's what the stupid federal guys are doing in the building. And if you look at the picture for Friday, now they got a metal fence. I don't know if the city put it or the state put it, limiting the reach of the ice cap, because you have border control, custom border control people, so they don't go outside the area and arrest civilians in Portland, Oregon. I just read to you the charge, which that is stupid. Suspicion of battery, not assault and battery, suspicion of assault. So we have a big problem here in the U.S. And I know I made a comment last time we had the video that don't worry about the commander in the Twitter, he's gone. But this is my point here. In the empire, you only have given to you two selections, Republicans and Democrats. The third selection, the third party, is not designed to be a strong party. This is the system. This is a system problem. So if you are smart enough and you want to go like this, the only solution for you is to go third party. Okay, whoever is more popular, you go through there. That was the reason why the Democrat Party was created. The Democrat Party was not a strong party back in the early 1800s. It was a solution to the problem that they have there. So now, if you want to create another party or get away from the two streams, the D's and the R, you have to go for whoever is in the middle and not selecting any party. But hopefully you will pick the one that has a better chance, so that misplace the second party. You understand what I'm saying? If you got three, you pick the middle one, the strongest of the group right here, so you can push the number two or you can push the number one. Well, you're not going to push the one, but you can push the number two out. And this is how you get a clean sheet of paper and start all over. Guys, don't let people lie to you. Use your brain. It's okay to read outside news. You have one of these, do you? So use it. Read. Take whatever you want. Do some Mickey Mouse research or a little investigation if you have time. Or find somebody that puts you to think. When they feed you, like a 2-year-old, it's wrong. Basically, it means that you are a baby, you are a retard, you have no thinking, and they can feed you all the lies and all the BS that they want you to. Wake up, people, wake up. Be careful with some of the preppers out there, so-called preppers, because, hey, they might be pay guys that they want to give you stuff. You don't know who to trust anymore. You don't know who to trust anymore. I can be a paid informant too. Yeah, okay. That would be the day. I wonder who would pay me, not the Fed, not the CIA. I talk so much about those rats. So be aware of the whole situation, okay? Oh, by the way, just to give you a left hook, like in boxing, I'm watching the new fight. China and Russia are now rescuing Brazil. I couldn't understand at the beginning why China and Brazil are both in there practicing their own, doing the international testing or the international trial for the vaccine. But Brazil is part of the BRIC, and there are 240 million people. And they are not going to have a problem for the companies in Brazil to mass-produce vaccine. Okay, you two, I spent a few extra minutes, but keep up with the news, guys, with real reporters, not paid guys. And I get you one of these, even if it is El Cheapo, because this is very light. It's not going to bother you, so it protects your brains, your thinking part. Take it to my new subscriber. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Behave.